Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rwagnation League Grand Prix here in Mexico. I'm Ben McConnell, and jumping in the commentator's desk it's Jess Games. She is awesome. She's here, and she's going to give us a nice sore. I hear you're pretty, your voice is pretty sore right now, right? Didn't you commentate the sim grid earlier?
No, it was my week off, so I'm all good, but I'm ready for the Mexican Grand Prix. It should be very, very exciting, and a bit of a test for the drivers too.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is the track, 2.6 mile long with 17 turns, 3 DRS zones, but only 2 actual detection zones. So bear that in mind. If you do get the move done into turn 1, you can actually then secure even more by the run up towards turn 4. Speaking of securing, it's all about the championship standings right now. Andy is leading with 80 points to his name, 67 there for somebody in P2, and then top Tom third with 58. Yanab is very close to the back on there, 52, and then a bit of a jump. Crew 6, P5, 24, tied with Brownie. Then you got Galvin there, 7, 16, and 15, 13, and 12. The Red Bull boys, 8 and 9. But then when you get to Ben and Luca, they're also 12 points with them together, so they are tied for that top 10 position. Mateo there, P10, he's actually, P13 with 10 points, He's actually done pretty good, but he needs to really bring some more points to his game. Apparently, he's not feeling very well. He wasn't feeling very well yesterday, so we'll see whether or not he's going to be feeling any better today. But the Constructors is still very fired up. It's very much a 2-horse race with Racing Point leading with 119. Mercedes at P2 with 108. McLaren, they're bringing it back slowly, but it is 58 points for them, 28 there for Red Bull. And then it gets a little bit further away as you got Williams, AlphaTauri, Renault, Haas, Ferrari, and then Alfa Romeo. But you had the qualifying yesterday, and this is how the grid looks going into this Grand Prix here today. Andy managed to get himself on the front row of the grid there with a 112.8. Somebody it was P2, very close behind him. Crew 6, P3 with top 10, P4. Look how close the times are. The top 4 are all within 110. Just outside of that is Owen there in P5 for McLaren. And then you got Danico, P6. Top Jack, P7, his debut qualifying. He looked really good going into it, and copy there, P8. Mateo, again, like I said, not feeling very well, but still managed to secure himself a P9 with Yenab. Didn't set a time in Q3, but did end up being P10. Yonti in 11th place, getting best to the rest. Apparently, this is prime position for him. He loves it. Ben was P12. You got Beaker there in P13. Brownie, P14. And then you got Jesper in 15th with Assassin in 16th place. Dennis was in 17th place. He was the only other driver to actually qualify. And then obviously going now for the rest of it is as everyone else fits into the grid. We are now going to go to the hot lap for hold your horses. Going into the hot lap now for this, it's now Yonti who's going to be charging his way down with the DRS swing wide open as of now, running all the way up towards turn 1. This is a very long straight. This is actually where you're going to see a lot of the overtakes happening, because this is a really, really difficult track to defend with when it comes in towards turn 1. Once you're in that DRS toe, there's just no way to get out of it. So 2, 3, and now the run up towards turn 4. DRS again wide open here. Remember, it's 1 detection zone, but 2 activation zones. Into a very slow, awkward left-hander here, and then again, even more slow into the right-hander. You got a double right coming up here. This is actually quite a fun little corner to take. There's 1, there's 2, and now into the very tricky S's. And as your tires start to drop, this is going to be even harder, as you need to make sure you get every single turn taken perfectly. Otherwise, penalties will take effect, and you will start to find yourself dropping down the grid. And when your tires do drop, it's even easier to lose the back end and find yourself dead and buried into a wall. Coming into the stadium complex, then we are now watching as he comes very slowly through the left-hander. You kind of have to take it super slow because you need to open up that right-hander. Then again into the final corner to start and finish that lap and move on to the next. We are now into the formation lap, so we'll get underway with that right now. Let me also get rid of the halo for you, so you can actually see what is a crack-a-lackin'. And I believe the steward system should be working today. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Jess, I need you to start thinking. Okay, I need you to start thinking about the top 3 prediction you're going to have for the end of this race. It's 71 laps for this Grand Prix. Twitch chat, I also want to hear from you. What is your top 1, 2, 3 prediction for the end of this GP? Can Andy actually hold it down? Or will submit it on his favorite track, and apparently his home track, despite the fact he's not Mexican, but I don't know if this is an honorary one. He is also very good here, and I believe this is going to be a track he can take the Dubsky with him. What are you saying, Jess?
Well, Mexico is a track where if you do not get penalties, it can reward you. I know in 50% races, I tend to get a lot of penalties there anyway, especially around the S's, and I think it's going to be the same in the 100% races too. So I'm guessing, I think some idiot's going to have it in the bag. I think Andy, he's probably going to pick a few penalties here and there, so I'm going to put some idiot P1. I'm going to put Fruits. I'm going to put Fruits' P2, and I'm going to put Top Tom in P3. That's going to be my prediction, solely due to possibly people getting quite a few penalties today.
So I've heard Owen's game crashed, and he's struggling to get back into his car. Obviously, he will be able to once the lights have gone out. That'll be his way back in again. But now, here in Mexico, we're lining up to get started with this Grand Prix. Andy's going to be leading his away, and like I said in the F2 races, and I said yesterday in the qualifying, being P1 is not the best answer to this race because you are going to be towed so hard all the way up towards turn 1, but the lights are on then, and it's go time. We are away. Submitting looks to have got a pretty good start. He's already trying to dart across to the inside to try and get ahead. He's actually got race lead right now, but he's in big trouble because here come the Mercedes. They're going 2x2. This is not Noah's Ark. This is the Mexican GP. And I think Andy was going to be in trouble here because Top Tom has got a huge lunge down the inside, but he's not got the position. Submitting will take race lead unless Andy can retaliate, which is exactly what he's done. Top Tom with a fantastic run up towards turn 1 is now side by side with Crusades.
Yeah, really, really great to see as well. Not much trouble at the start as well. All 17 cars looks like they got in good knit as well. But some idiot, he's going side by side with Cruises once again. It's all that's allowing is Andy just to pull away a little bit as we head towards the next section of track, sector 2. We're getting towards the S's now. Seems to me that Andy's got a little bit more of a feel of the track like we've seen last night in qualifying. As someone has gone off, I believe that's Owen. I think he got control of his car. Probably at the wrong moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, sounds like that. I mean, he should have had it back in time before he gets towards turn 1. So I reckon that was actual human error.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. He has, like you say, though, fallen right down into 12 places lost. He's in P17 now, dead last out of the grid. There are other people who've gained quite nicely, Copy being one of them, along with Jesper, who's gained 3 places to himself as well. Is somebody... Okay, it's just a telemetry bugging out. Somebody is in fact P2, despite what it says. He's actually P2.
Yeah, he is P2 because I can see a racing point in right between the middle of the Mercedes. So yeah, don't complain, guys. Don't worry. Somebody is still challenging the Mercedes as well. And we've got Top Tom right behind Cruises. It's just the game. It is annoying because the game says, right, you're gonna fix that. They probably fixed it. Well, they said they fixed it. Turns out they didn't. So that's annoying for us spectators. But there we go. We need to go on with the race. But you can see the gaps are starting to tumble away in the midfield. But regarding everybody else, everyone else seems to be okay. No safety car, obviously yet. So for those of you that predicted yes in the comments, you probably butchered that prediction.
Actually, look at the gap. I know the telemetry on the left is a bit broken. But if you look at the gap between the Red Bulls and the McLaren ahead of them, it's actually over a second there, and this is going to be a real disaster as we now move on to lap 3. Now, remember, they won't actually have DRS until halfway around the lap when they start going in towards sector 3, because the whole of the sector 1 and 2 DRS zones are actually from one detection zone. So here's Copy, giving the position to Danica, who's going to go side by side with him. I think there's a strategy among them here.
Yes.
I'm starting to presume. And I like to see this. I mean, Copy has had a really rough time last season. This season has been much better. Immediately off the bat, he managed to get himself a fantastic result with the podium. As Yenab and Mateo were going side by side through 1 and 2. Yenab looks like he's got the better of the fight, and he's up to P8 now. He needs to just keep pushing with this momentum, though. This is something he's been very good at. Whenever he's on the back foot, Yenab just seems to turn it into overdrive and actually really starts to dominate the race. It's when he's in the lead, he really takes his foot off the gas, starts to go full conservation mode, and actually really look after his tyres. And I like that, but I like to see the aggression more. We've got a yellow flag. Is that Stassin or is Dennis?
Ooh.
And Stassin, they've both come together.
Yes, there must have been a bit of contact there, so I think the stewards will probably look into that incident later on in the session, maybe after the race potentially as well. There's not much evidence, but Dennis has picked a penalty due to that, so that's not a good start to his race so far. But I'm looking at position changes as well. Danny and Copy are the ones that gain the most out of this situation. Yanab as well, the other AlphaTauri, we got Jesper as well, Assassin, and Dennis as well. So, by the way, who is the other AlphaTauri? Because it says,
it's Camille.
It's Camille. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I've got a nickname on, so I can't see his name. I was actually going for a bit of a send on Copy. That's a bit aggressive, but he's kept it clean. There's no contact, I don't think. There might have been a bit of wheel banging between them, but nothing that did anything more than give him a bit of a curve around. Everything's fine as it stands. Mateo can't quite get close enough to capitalize. And I actually want to just say, Top Jack, this is his debut race in the RNL. And yes, it's early doors. We're only on lap 4, and I don't really want to start singing his praises too much. But he has really come out of the gates flying. P6 right now. I think he's actually up places. Let's check. Yeah, he's up 1. So really good stuff for him to be displaying here in the first race for the RNL.
Yeah, I think the main thing he was focusing on is the starts, and he nailed the start, to be honest, as well. He wanted to keep it cautious at the start as well, which is what he did as well. And maybe that's when he could start pushing for more positions. He's probably not expecting anything higher, but to be honest, I think he'll be happy where he is at the moment. He's got cars behind him. They'll probably be pushing as well with the likes of Copy, Yanab, and Mateo and Camille, who we know that are very, very quick drivers in general. So, to be honest, to do well in your debut race, it will have good signs for things to come as well. As you can see, he's on the back of Danny Coe, heading towards turn 1. I know he's going to try for the move, but looks like Danny Coe could hold on to the move at this stage as well. We got Top Tom and Prutix having a battle with Some Idiot as well. DRS enabled then. Let's see if Prutix could get the better run. Side by side coming up to this section here. Prutix is doing very, very well, but Some Idiot's going to do all he can, unfortunately. Somebody had to buy the place, and Prutix is up into P2. We got a Mercedes 1-2. How many times we've seen that in Formula 1? In real life we have, but not as much on this game, as we got Top Tom around the back of this as well. That just shows Prutix waited a bit of a long time to get the move done. I think Some Idiot must be feeling very, very worried.
Yeah, absolutely. This is... I mean, it's early in this race. Some Idiot has actually done a very good job to keep himself alive so far. There is a definite fight going on here. Wait, Some Idiot got the position back.
What happened?
I didn't see that.
I did not see it. It's just weird. Or it looked like Prutix went off or something. I don't know, because he is dropping down the order.
He's in the pit.
Right, let's watch Prutix a second in the pits.
What damage?
Yes. Where did he pit damage?
I mean, I was looking at the steward sent us a notification to inform us that the incident between Dennis and Assassin, which obviously we saw Dennis facing the wrong direction, and Assassin looked like he waited for him, so I'm assuming it's a mistake from Assassin. However, the stewards have informed us that it is going to be investigated after the race, and as I was looking at the that notification, yeah, that must have happened. So Prutix, who was looking really good off the start, fantastic to say the least, I don't think he actually had contact with anybody. I think he just made a mistake on his own. It
looked like it, yeah. Maybe, I think it was after he got the move done. Maybe it must have been the pressure got to him, maybe, because even if you get the move done, that doesn't mean you can stick it. You got to keep pretty much the guys behind you for a very long time, and I think Prutix must have been a bit wide there as well, but he's going to hope that Andy keeps it well in front and not in any trouble as well. And apparently Prutix, I think, went into the wall, so he got a bit of damage there earlier on, so that was probably why. And all incidents noted by the stewards will be looked at after the race. Okay, so they're not going to be looking at during the stream, because they don't have enough stewards to live stewards, so all the incidents will be looked after the race.
Just as you say that as well, Top Thomas just got past Some Idiot on the straight, so Some Idiot not looking good in terms of his outright pace. However, his consistency is something that you more favour when it comes to these sorts of races, and I don't know, maybe the softs are just not working for him, or something's not feeling right within him, but his pace is just not quite the same as it was yesterday. Race pace should be fantastic for him. I bet he's gone for more time management. I mean, surely he's not going to one-stop this. He told me that two-stop is probably going to be the best strategy, but I think he debated me, or at least debated the rest of the drivers. I think he might even try one-stop here.
Come on, if he did that.
If he does, I'll be hearing from him when I get into that commentary box, that's for sure.
Well, to be honest, sometimes tricking other drivers could work out in his favour, but I have to say, speaking from other drivers, 2 stops is probably the best strategy right now because the tyres, they don't... Maybe because of the undercut as well and the tyre wear. So I would say definitely a 2-stop there.
So Andy is 3.2 seconds ahead of Top Tom, although Top Tom is actually doing a really good job of reeling that in quite nicely, so keep an eye on that time. It might start to drop. Mateo looking for Copy now. DRS Wing is going to help him with this. Copy doesn't have DRS to defend with, so he's just going to fall down into P7. And Top Jack actually getting a move done on Danny Go. Both the Red Bulls losing a position. A fantastic result there from Top Jack to get himself up to P4. Yes, he's 3.5 seconds away from Samidia, but this is fantastic to see.
Well, we've seen underdog performances last week. We've seen that in the highlights as well, where we've seen some great moves in defending and stuff. We could see something similar here today as well, but that's going to have people shaking in their boots as well. But Danico, I'll have to say, is before another driver that has caught my eye as well. He's in 5th place and managing to keep on top of everybody as well. Mateo is up into 6th place as well. He's doing brilliant too. So the only ones that have a disadvantage in the situation is Fruitsits and Dennis. Everybody else seems to be gaining quite a few positions in this Grand Prix, which can definitely benefit them in the long run. But some idiot, even though he's dropped 1 position, he knows he can keep it consistent and penalty free, as the Racing Point have done a few races already, apart from Yenab's 5-second penalty last week, which was a bit unfortunate. But in terms of on-track penalties, he hasn't got any, Yenab, so let's hope he can keep it that way. Some idiot's still a little bit further away from Top Tom than he would have liked, but he's going to able to get some DRS. Danny Coe still on the back of Top Jack, but Top Jack defended that quite nicely, stays in P4 for now, but that's going to be very, very intense as well. Is Jack going to keep the likes of Danny Coe and Mateo behind them? Because we know that they're going to be fast, and the more that he holds them up, the more that everybody else is going to catch up to the train as well. So this is going to be key for the likes of Danny Coe and Mateo to just manage their overtake in a little bit more detail. But I'm interested to see what Jack does from this point on.
So, just looking at P3, Samidia is just holding on, but he's not quite really gaining. There's a fight going on still for P4, which is being led by Top Jack down the order. Everywhere else seems to be pretty spread out. Again, though, the strategies are very different. You've got from Camille onwards, so Camille, Yonti, Jesper, BK, and Brownie all on the mediums. Assassin, who is probably going to be at the mercy of the stewards, based on what I can assume. So he's regardless of what his strategy is going to be, I reckon he's going to lose a lot. Cruisix, who crashed on his own whilst we were looking at the notification, is down there P15 on hard compound tyres, so he's going to be struggling. And Dennis, who was involved in the incident with Assassin, is 27 seconds behind Cruisix. So unless the safety car comes out, Dennis is in a really bad way. Top Jack has actually lost a position at Danico. No doubt that was due to the DRS that was available for him.
Yeah, it looked like
kind
it.
of stuck back a little bit too much, I think. He's had opportunities to go for Copy, but he keeps burning all his DRS away, and that's stopping him from being able to properly attack. Copy's done a good job to keep his DRS going, and he's on 40%. So Copy just needs to continue doing what he's doing, as penalties are already coming in thick and fast. We've got a few people who've got multiple. This is a race where Copy will just suddenly be P3.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a Canada situation where if Copy keeps penalty free, then he could be on for another podium here. I mean, like, he's the one that could keep it consistent throughout the race as well. And he said, I think in one of the interviews as well, that he was not good on pace, but it doesn't matter on pace around here sometimes. As long as you can keep up with some other drivers, you should be able to get a good result if there's like the likes of safety cars, for example, which definitely benefited Copy in Canada. And I've got to say, it's kind of similar to the way Mexico is designed in a way, but the S's, I think, are more prone to getting these type of penalties. But you got Yenab, who's clearly a lot faster than Copy, going to go for the run now into turn 1 with DRS enabled. Actually, I'm looking at Yenab's DRS. He's on none at the moment, so it's going to get quite worrying. How's he still doing it? I think he's showing the pace of Copy right now. Yana gets past Copy now and up into 7th place. I'm seeing where everybody else's DRS up the front. Not looking too good either. Some of them are on 30%. Top Tom in second is on 46. And he's on 35. I think the best person on the RS has got to be, I would like, Top Tom and Matteo. They're on about 40-50% at the moment.
Yeah, Matteo actually, yes, he was looking pretty slow initially, got himself going, and now he's up to P5. Top Jacket was doing really well, got up to P4. Has since then lost 2 places. However, penalties again, coming in thick and fast. Jesper's just picked up a 3-second penalty. Danico as well already has one. So we'll have a quick little penalty rundown. So Danico's on 5 seconds. I'm not sure where he got the 5 from, but I know he's got one. Yonti,
I don't know. I think it must have been contact or something. I don't know, but I will double check. Actually, I'll double check now whilst you go through that.
Thank you. Then we've got a gap where there's no people with penalties. You got Yonti who's on 3, Jesper who's on 3, Beaker who's on 3, Assassin who's on 6 before the stewards get hold of him. Crew 6 on 3 and Dennis on 3. So we'll see if that will no doubt increase. I expect to see those numbers keep climbing as this track does get harder. The more your tires start to wear away. And speaking of tire wear, let's have a look at Andy. He's currently sat there at the front, 63% on those tires remaining. Top Tom on 65%. 66 there for Samidia, so he's doing a really good job. 66 there for Danico. Mateo's apparently on 100%, which just means he's not sending us telemetry data. And Jess, do you have an answer on the 5?
Well, he got that is a very weird one actually. I've been looking at. It's not due to contact. It's a straight 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. So I'm a bit intrigued. Yeah, I wonder where he got it from. I would like to know, but I'm guessing he's going to complain after the race, which I would have. But yeah, I'm sure. He didn't even get. I don't think he got a warning as well. He got a straight 5-second penalty. So he must have either cut something massively, or the game is just being very rude. But yeah, that's your answer there, Ben.
Thank you. Mateo's doing such a good job on the tyre wear, I'm told, by his brother, that apparently he's going to do all the race on softs.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
the softs don't last that long. We got 71 laps, and I'm just looking at the soft. The softs last 26 laps in a 100% race. It's sometimes a bit longer, but unless...
on this track, it might be a bit less than that. I think Sector 2 is pretty aggressive on those tyres, right?
Yeah, I mean, 26 at 70% tyre wear, which you don't want to be on, so I was, as in the game's tyre wear, so I would say lap 23-4, I would say, but it will be the pit time. But we're not the strategists, Jeff are the strategists. No, we commentate on the action, the Jeffs can do the...
They do the action.
Yeah, exactly, they do the action, we commentate on the action, Jeff do the strategy, it works well.
Yeah, we do the shouty bit. They do the brain bit.
Yeah,
they're the brains, we're the mouth. Andy is doing the speeds because it's 4 seconds clear of Top Tom. I thought Top Tom was reining him in at one point, but actually he's really not. He's kind of struggling now. And actually, Samidia, who has just really been managing his pace, he's not really needed to go too aggressive. He's sat there with 50% ERS. I mean, granted, the same situation is there for Top Tom, but Samidia, who's definitely manages his tyres better than the others, he's looking really good. He just needs to carry on doing what he's doing. Yes, he's not going to be in a position to attack Andy, but again, remember, Andy has had a penalty in every single race so far this season. He's not had a race where he hasn't been penalised by track limiters in some way. And this is a track, like we said many times, it will absolutely punish you if you try to exceed a little bit too much. And when you start making those mistakes, it can easily knock you down. If we also get a safety car like we did in Canada that time, who knows? A copy could bloody win this race for all we know.
Anything can happen. Like we said, there could be rain in the mix as well, which doesn't look like it due to the nice sunny weather we're having. And there's a bit of clouds in there as well, but not enough to have any rain sprinklers. But yeah, I think Mexico is sort of an unpredictable track, you know. You just got to be in at the right time, to be honest. Brownie's not doing as well as we expected, even though he's gained 2 positions as well. Cruz, I think, is just minding his own business, but he's going to try and see if he can get past this assassin very soon. But yeah, some idiot, like last week, he's being patient, but he's being rewarded. He said he's not going to get a podium this week. He's in P3, for goodness sake.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to jinx him yet. It's obviously lap 15 of 71. But at the same time, it is really looking good for him. He just needs to continue in this manner. The battle still for P4 rages on, and it goes from P4 down to P8. And it's P9, because Camille, he's just got himself in there. And he, again, is on those mediums, so This is the thing is, it looks really clear cut who's winning this right now. You know, you think, oh, look at Andy's 4 seconds clear up there in P1. There's no way now he can lose this.
But penalties.
Well, penalties number one, but also tire strategies, because there's like 2 different breeds of driver right now. As Jesper's going for a maneuver here on Brownie, or Brownie's trying to get a maneuver done here on Jesper. Sorry, and actually, he's gone ahead and done that. Up there, it's P11. Very well done from Brownie. I think a mistake must have been made there from Jesper. And Brownie getting that P11, and still the only one outside that top 10 to keep himself penalty free. Although that lockup might cause him to start making some mistakes soon and getting a penalty of his own. But yeah, the medium tyre compound can actually really switch things up for this opening stint. I actually don't know who's anywhere right now.
And the Delta is quite interesting as well, because the softs are a lot quicker than the mediums as well. But the mediums are not... the hards are not much different. 1.2 seconds slower than the softs between the softs and the mediums. And the mediums between the mediums and the hards is around about 6/10 per second. So not a lot. So not going to see much difference. So it really does go down to the setup and how they manage their time management, like somebody is doing so well as well. And it's nice to see a mixture of strategies in every 100% race we go to. There's always at least one person that starts on the medium tyre, and that's what some people are doing anyway, even though majority of people are on the soft due to what happened yesterday. But yeah, I'm intrigued really to see when these guys are going to think, right, when's the best time to pit. Well, I don't think we're that far off their first stop, I think. And the question is, what tyres are they going to go and select their tyres on next? I really don't know at this point.
Well, I can tell you, Andy is on 49% remaining left in the life of those tyres for the rear left. That's the lowest number. Top Tom on 51. Stamidia is on 52. So he's actually, again, looking much better. Could easily go a lap or 2 longer than Andy on the current tyre situation he's in. Danico also on 52, so he's kind of following the same sort of strategy as Andy is in already. Here he is.
Yeah, we just spoke about Top Try. We just talk about tyre wear, and he comes in, so he must have read our minds. And Jack's got the pit window, so is it the time where people on the softs are struggling, maybe? It's a lot sooner than I thought, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Strategy is going to be interesting, but the fact that he's gone into another set of softs means, well, he's got to pit again no matter what. Even if the softs could go far enough to the end of the race, he's got to pit again because the regulation, which means they have to change compound. So at least a 2-stop. I don't see him going. I don't see him going on anything other than a set of. No, he could do mediums, I guess.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can do mediums. I'm sure he could do mediums. I'll have to do my maths on that one, but yeah, I'm a bit. I thought he would have done. If it was a 2-stop race, surely soft, medium, soft, because you have a fresh set of softs for the start. And then you'll have some softs at... Oh, well, not fresh sets of softs if you started on the softs, but in the top 10. But you have softs at the start, you have fresh set of softs at the end, and then a nice set of mediums in the middle. But I'm guessing he wanted to have a bit of dominance, I think, in the middle of the Grand Prix, which is respectable, I guess. But there may be methods to the Mercedes team's madness. We'll see what happens. But but we'll see what the other people are doing. We've got Matteo that's in the pits as well. And I'm guessing he's going on to... Oh, he's going on to medium. Yep, he's going on to medium, which I thought other people were going to do anyway. Top Tom, Samidia and Danico and Jack stay out. Same as Yenab. I think those are the only... I need to actually check what everyone's tyres, actually. Because I really don't know what everyone's tyres on at the moment. Yeah, I think Camille, Yonti, Brownie, Jesper and Beaker... They're probably going to wait a long time before they pit. Everybody else, I think, will need... Or I think if I were them, I would pit, like... Now, I think Assassin's on the softs lower down the grid anyway. He's going to be caught in a lot of traffic, and if he doesn't pit now, he's going to be probably in a lot of trouble.
The mediums are actually not doing that much better than the softs. They are 10% better on Yonti. I can't see Camille's, unfortunately. But Camille now obviously up to P6 due to the pit stops coming in. Although Copy has actually dropped a lot. We believe there was a point in time where he was being driven by an AI. I'm not sure if that was some sort of technical issue he was facing or whether or not he just needed to do something real quick. But the tyre situation for Samidia is 46% on the front left tyre. 45% for Top Tom. Yanab has gained because Top Jack's gone into the pits. He's on 43%, and Danico's on 45%. So Danico's actually doing a fantastic job of maintaining his tyre wear. Andy is doing a fantastic job of flying because he's currently absolutely blitzing this track apart. Sets a new fastest lap and actually just takes Camille going into towards turn 1.
Yeah, you can tell Andy wants the glory at the moment. I'm a bit worried for Andy at this point if he doesn't manage his tires all right. But at the moment, if he pulls it well and he times it well, he's going to hope for a safety car, and that could put him right in the leading bunch to win this race. He's doing all right with no penalties at the moment, touch wood. So
don't jinx it. Do not jinx it. It's going to be good regardless. So we'll see now then throughout the remainder of the race. So we're lap 19 of 71. Lots of time for drivers to make mistakes. Lots of time for drivers to recover from their mistakes. What we're seeing now, who's going to dominate? I actually have no idea. The strategy call is just so strange. Oh, Tom's in. So he's deciding lap 19 was enough for him to get off these softs. Obviously, some idiot doing his usual some idiot things, taking the tires longer than anyone else. He's in, and mediums for Tom. He's being held in the pits. Tom's... Oh, no. Tom got held in the pits for the longest time.
By the Racing Point, actually.
Well, I don't even think that was what caused it. It looked like he was just held in there, but like he just couldn't go. Tom's game crashed. No. Why? That is heartbreak.
Well, what is happening with the McLaren boys tonight? It's like, obviously Owen retired earlier on at the start, and now we got Tom. It's just the McLaren curse tonight. It's a shame that.
It really is. That is unfortunately how it goes. Well,
it is.
Apparently it's how it goes when you're playing F1 anyway. Andy back up into P3 then, already looking really good. To keep continuing the way that he has. P3 on the soft tyres, he should be able to take another 20 laps, and then, yeah, I think realistically mediums to the end there is pretty doable, especially if you manage quite nicely. Danica made a bit of a wobble there, come through the final corner, and already Danica is going to lose the position to Andy. He's going to start flying, and Brandy was the only driver outside the top 10 on the initial start of the race who manages to keep himself clean, but he's now just got himself a penalty, so he's going to lose out. Danica was trying to tow Andy as hard as he could all the way up towards turn 1, but Andy was not having any of it and has actually swapped positions. Matteo is feeling very fighty and actually going to go for a maneuver here on Jesper up to P7.
Matteo, I have to say, his management on tyres is doing very, very good, and he's already caught up to the likes of Brownie as well, but we can see Top Jack and Jesper having a little bit of a fight. Jesper's still to pit, of course, and I think Top Jack has got the move done. He has, otherwise there would have been a little bit of trouble there, but Matteo and Jack have got a lot of traffic to get past on the medium runners, like Brownie, like Yonti, like Camille, but surely the sensible thing to do is for these people that are still yet to pit to move out the way, which is what Matteo is hoping Brownie's going to do right now. But yeah, traffic I think is important around here. If you get held up too much, it's going to help the guys in front that got past some traffic as well. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, of course.
Yep, we will indeed. Oh, I've been asked to send an invite to Top Tom real quick, so let me just do that.
Hopefully he can get back, but he's in 11th place as well. And Danny got held up in the pits when he came in as well, so it might have been something he might have to say a 5-second stop go. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but he comes out anyway onto set of mediums. Yonti's gone for a set of softs. Did he start on softs?
Yonti?
Yeah.
No, he started on mediums.
All right, okay. So he's going to do a medium soft soft. But why did he pit now?
Well, this is it. I don't understand why you'd pit now, because, I mean, he was the one who told me that, starting on softs is not the way of life. I enjoy starting on the mediums, and let's go. But unless he's going to go medium, soft, mediums, which is possible, and his pace will be pretty good on the second set of mediums, but I just can't understand why he wouldn't go soft, medium, soft, softs, or I mean, if you're going to go soft, you may as well just do him twice, right? In this situation? I mean, I don't know. I hope he knows what he's doing. He's usually quite a very smart driver when it comes to it. Samidia, who's done 22 laps on these soft compound tyres,
And he comes
finally
in.
makes his way into the pit lane to get himself off of those boots. And I wonder if he's going to go hards to the end.
Yeah.
No, mediums.
No,
Okay.
he said he was going to do a one-stop. I'm guessing he's changed his mind and went back to what he thought yesterday.
I think maybe he wasn't bluffing after all. He was actually going for a two-stop in the end. But there it goes. Andy gets himself a time penalty. I said it will happen, and it has in fact happened. So now, Samidia is going to continue on the path of attack, I guess, really. The medium. I don't see how he's going to face this one off, though. I've been told the hards are too slow. There's too many laps to gain time. So, yeah, I think fair shout. Thank you, Wenny, for that. But, yeah, hards are clearly not good enough. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, in Sector 2, because that section there alone is really difficult to really control time.
Yeah, I think so too. I've driven the hards around here and there's an absolute nightmare under Stewie Central, so I understand why they're not touching the hards at all, but Cruisits has no other option, because otherwise he's going to fall down right down the other when he has to pit again anyway, but he seems to be doing alright on the hards anyway, but he's a quick driver anyway, but you got to manage what you have sometimes, and that's what Cruisits is doing, of course, but looks like Beaker... I wonder when Beaker's going to pit. I'm just trying to do maths. I would say around about... I would say lap 30 or something like that. I think Camille's going to do the same, I would say. But I was wrong with when the drivers on the softs were going to pit. So it might be a few laps before that. But we will see. I think Andy's got a comfortable gap between him and somebody. So I'm almost certain that him going on the mediums till the end won't be that bad. Oh, a penalty from someone, I guess.
Copy with a 10-second penalty.
Well, that's definitely getting removed.
Oh, he's retiring.
Oh, that is...
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
I wonder what happened. He retired in the pit lane.
Yeah, F's in chat for copy. I don't know what happened, but you can tell as soon as you get a 10-second penalty like that, you know he's cut huge. And considering where he was on the track at the time, I can only assume that it was through the stadium complex. It must have been a mistake he made on his own, but I think he probably just went, I've had enough of this, I'm out of peace. Which is quite sad, because this, again, like I said before, is a track where he can really capitalize on the penalty situation. He just needs to actually keep it on the track, not retire.
And he would have benefited well with the undercut as well if he pitted again. 18 seconds, 80 to 21 seconds pit loss around here, which if you pit before your rivals, it could benefit you. So, shame for Copy, but he can focus on next week's race. And I think he still would have got top 10, but he must have had damage, which probably cost him the 10-second penalty. And he was like, right, that's it, I had enough. Which is unfair, but you don't give up sometimes, but sometimes you just got to throw in the towel, like, you know what, I'm not going to gain too much out of this, I retire, but, you know, it's a shame for Copy, but yeah, it happens.
Internet issues.
Oh, that sucks.
Thank you for clarifying, Copy, but F's in chat for Copy.
So it wasn't a give-up situation, it's just that he just couldn't drive due to his internet issues. Right.
Technical issues, for sure. Technical difficulties. We need some music for technical difficulties, like a little jingle, you know?
I don't know which music will suit that, actually. I don't even know.
Just like a sad, really, really sad song of just tears and misery and rainfall, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beaker in the pits, 24 laps done on the mediums, lots of penalties against his name. In fact, let's have a little penalty look at, shall we? So Andy, who's race leader currently, has 3, with Camille, who also has 3. 9 seconds for Danico. Yonti on 3, Crucix on 6. Brownie on 3, Jesper on 6, who's just got his second lot there. Assassin also on 6, Dennis on 3, Beaker on 9. So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I think only a few drivers not getting better. What has happened to Beaker?
What's he done?
He just went straight into the wall, and he's out the race. Into turn 1, it looks
like a technical difficulty to me.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird.
And
I think my POV definitely caught that, but okay.
Safety car. Safety car has been deployed. This is what we were talking about, how it can easily cause it. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I actually don't think Beaker did that on purpose. I get the impression
His wheel. It's got to be his wheel died
that
or
looks
something.
like his wheel disconnected, but kept the throttle on.
I would like to know from Beaker actually. It's hard to know if it's intentional or not, but I really don't know. But it's perfect for the ones that haven't pitted. It's perfect for Camille in P2. He's not pitted yet. He could go on to. He gets a free pit stop pretty much.
Yeah, well, Andy's in as well. He's also going to get a free pit stop. So, interesting. Medium tires then for him. He's going to try and. Whoa!
That was close.
Can he take these to the end? Where's it going to be? 40 laps? 45? I don't think you can.
No. 34 laps at 70%. Nah, he needs to box.
So realistically, no one can box onto a tyres that will take them to the end unless they go onto the hards. If you go hards, fine.
44 laps the hards last. So that's
which is just enough. But I mean, based on what we've seen in the chat, the hards are just not the tyres for this track. They will not make it. You will not gain enough in order for it to be worthwhile. Yeah, interesting. I'm curious to know, was that... I would like to hear from Beaker, ideally, or anybody that saw it.
Apparently my stream caught that, what happened. And our head steward has put it in the chat. I'm just looking at it right now. That is still... He's braking? I don't know what... I'm a bit confused right now. Ugh.
That's why he's braking. What, did his throttle just not stop?
Right, I'm gonna have a look at this again.
Okay.
I really don't know what's happened, but everyone's catching up to the safety car anyway. And I'm just looking at the other tyres. Some idiots boxed as well. Cruises has boxed. So it's Brownie and Jesper and Dennis. They've all gone for the softs. Interesting. I don't know which is the right strategy to be on right now.
We have confirmation the Beaker was no longer connected when the crash happened. It was a disconnect crash.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
How was that a disconnect crash then?
Can somebody post the link again for the clip, please, into the chat so I can look at it on my phone?
Yeah.
I don't want to distract you guys away from the safety car fun and games.
Yeah, he's posted it. I stream for a reason as well, so you get a different point of view.
Oh, it's perfect. Speaking of crashing, my phone just crashed as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, I've got the clip. Let me have a look. So his throttle's pinned. Overtake's on. Oh, yeah, he's not even... Oh, my word. That is... Yeah, that's not intentional. That's surely not intentional.
It didn't look intentional.
We'll have to see. The stewards have confirmed that he hadn't done it intentionally, so I assume...
That's all good then.
Oh, Beaker's definitely running out of legs, that's for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think the Ferrari Cup Power cars of Alfa Romeo and Ferrari are running out of leg room at the moment, aren't they? So...
Yeah. I mean, Assassin can't recover, but I think his penalty situation is just too bad. He's on 9 seconds, and the only other person who's on that as well is Danica. Yes, there are a couple of people there that are not far away from that, Jesper and Krusik, for example. But Matteo is right into this now. He's now looking like a possible win for him. He just needs to maintain the consistency he's shown so far. He also needs to maintain the pace he's shown so far, but also just continue to do what he's already been doing, which is managing the gaps to the drivers ahead of him.
Looks like it was a desync issue, I think, for Beaker as well, because apparently he was driving straight on and everyone left the session for him.
Interesting.
So apparently on his screen he crashed in turn 4, but on our screen he crashed turn 1. Game.
I would love to hear Beaker's defense about how I'm wrong and my opinion is not correct about this game.
Yeah, I like to hear Beaker Sports, actually. Yeah.
I'm sure I'm going to hear about it all later. Very loud. Volume will be 11 for sure. We'll see. Andy, still obviously race leader, but he does have that penalty. And remember, Canada did cost him the win. And I think it's cost him wins in... He definitely cost him the win in Austria as well.
I think he got one win.
He got the win last week, didn't he?
No.
No, he did not.
Top Tom got the win last week.
Top Tom got the win last week. It was Japan he got the win in.
Yes.
So yeah, it's... He really needs to work on this consistency. He really, really does.
I'm a bit worried he's going to get more penalties by how early he got the first one. So he's got to keep it clean from then on. Otherwise, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Because...
Yeah.
I'm just looking. The ones that haven't got penalties, the ones who just pitted, is some idiot who's in P8 right now.
Yep. I mean, he's been done in here, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He's really been done in here. But he's on the fresh soft, so this could work out. And the safety car is in this lap. So now it's down to Andy and how he restarts this race. He needs to try and catch Matteo off guard, otherwise Matteo will absolutely send it down the home straight to see how well he can drag all the way through. So, Andy, I'm going to go on board with Matteo here. I'm actually going to stick with... Andy's gone. There we go. And now it's Matteo to go as well. ERS on full. He is not holding back whatsoever as he charges up to the back of Andy. He's actually not using Matteo there at all. I guess he wants to try and sit with him as much as he can, but look at the pace he's closing in at. Turn his ERS off. Yeah, he's not trying to go for a move, but Top Jack is round the outside in turn one. This is not the ideal way to do it, but he's done it. Matteo was too patient. He'd lose his out as a result, and now Yenab, who's behind him as well, could actually close in and start fighting with him. Yellow flag, sector one. That's Jesper, who's been facing the wrong direction. In fact, both Haas drivers, they're both out of this. Is this Grosjean and Magnussen here? What's going on as Top Jack and Matteo going side by side once more, but Top Jack is going to continue in P2. Really starting to show what he's made of here. This is fantastic stuff. Matteo really just caught napping.
I think Jack was waiting for the perfect moment in the safety car, and it's worked wonders. I think Matteo, was caught napping there as well, but Matteo on the older tyres definitely did not help him there either, but you can see how Jack is pulling away as well. This is great to see as well, as we got Yenab and Camille fighting for P4 as Camille got past Yenab there, and I wonder if there's going to be team orders in the AlphaTauri camp, or are they just going to be allowed to race? They're on different tyre strategy as well, which could be interesting. I do believe Camille's going to get past Matteo, so I wonder if Camille's going to challenge Jack and Andy there. I won't be surprised if he does. We'll see, of course.
Camille is actually going for another car. He is going on Top Jack already. The pace that Camille is chucking down is fantastic. He's up to P2. He is obviously on the soft compound tyres, so we expect this level of pace. But regardless, he is really throwing that tyre on the track, around the track, and all up and out, closing in on Andy's business. Andy's not going to really have an answer to this, and I think Camille's just going to start threatening this lead from him.
I think Jack knew that Camille was going to get him anyway, so and if he held up Camille too much, Matteo would have probably got him anyway. So I think Jack definitely did the right thing there. Somebody has got past Brownie, so somebody is up into 7th as well, and that safety car's starting to reel some immediate in and starting to get the pace up a little bit more on the ones who are on the medium tyres, but again they start to overheat in sector 2 like we said earlier, so that is going to be the struggle for the soft runners. But like we said, anything can happen in Formula 1. We're starting to see a train of everywhere, and wait a minute, so on my screen somehow it's gone to the back.
Oh no, that's the same on my screen. Oh no. I bet you either his game stuttered or his network is causing issues.
No, Cody, no.
I think he's actually P14. If we can get confirmation, he stuttered. Yeah, he stuttered.
No
way.
That looks very weird because he was fine, and then he got up to. I'm surprised he didn't pick up damage either. This is not looking good for Cody.
No.
I think we jinxed him last week.
Well, I mean, I don't think we can take the blame for that one.
No,
that's not on us.
That's on that's on the Jeff. Joking.
Yeah, we'll blame Jose. Top Jack and Mateo had another little scrap, but neither of them are gaining any places. Tom is actually on a fly right now. He just got to P9. Dennis in P8 as well. He's actually trying to fight Dennis. The safety car restart will be investigated after the race. I'm not sure. I guess it was the incident with the Haas drivers. Or
it was Jesper and Jonty, yeah. I believe.
Curious to see what happened between them.
I think the stewards could confirm it's the Haas drivers, but it may be some other cars that got triggered in that as well. So it will be interesting.
Well, Brownie passing Danica up to P6 and actually starting to close in onto the back of Yenab. Yenab again doesn't have a penalty. I think. Did Yenab get a penalty last week? I think he got that 5 second, didn't he?
Yeah, unfortunately, did not get removed. It did not get removed. No.
Oh. In that case, yeah, because he got speeding in the pit lane. That was it.
Yeah, and I think he served. I do not know, but meanwhile, Brown and Yenab are having a move there. We got Danica right on the back of this as well, with Dennis of all people back into this race. I mean, who would have predicted that at the start of the race, that Dennis would be in the top 10? Fighting for like P7 or P6 at the moment. And he's going side by side into the S's with Tom. Please keep it clean, lads. Dennis is keeping it clean. He stays P8. He's doing really well to defend from these guys as well. We've got Assassin as well, also in position 2. Oh my goodness. This is a miracle that the Alpha Male boys are hoping for. And this is great to see that Dennis is doing well. It looks like he's got his mojo back again.
Well, yeah, partway through this race, honestly, I think Dennis's biggest issue is the first few laps. It's like he really struggles when the tyres are not at optimal grip. As I'm now closing in on Top Jack, going for a bit of a squabble here. Top Jack covers the inside. No change there. The drivers involved in the incident after the safety car restart were Brownie, Samidia, and Jesper. I assume Jonty was in there too, though, because I saw him.
Oh, it might be Jonty. It might be Jonty probably trying to avoid it, but he couldn't, or he just spun on his own. I don't know.
Jonty spun on his own, apparently. All right, well, that's
yeah, I thought so.
Jonty is, in fact, a scrub lord. A trash noob. As it's big send here from Cruz, sticks on the inside of Tom. Nearly managed to get that one done. That was a bit of a send it and pray that something works out for him. It didn't work out for him in the end. You got Brownie also pushing Yenab, trying to get him locked in. Tom went for a bit of a move on the last lap. Went side by side with Dennis. Like you said, it was a bit risky. I don't think there was anything wrong with it necessarily. It is risky, though. It could very much cause you both to be dead and gone. I wouldn't recommend ever trying it.
It could have gone wrong. It could have gone wrong in the S's. I don't know how they kept it clean there. So, yeah. Dennis must be wondering why he's in P8 right now. He's right on the back of these drivers as well, but he's got Tom right on the back as well. Andy and Camille also going for a move. Camille gets the lead.
Camille went for a send into turn 1. They were literally wheeled to. I think there was honestly a slice of paper could have only just got between the two of them, but he manages to get the race lead from that, and that's fantastic maneuver from him. You got Dennis and Top Tom swapping places, and Top Tom finally getting the move done through 1, 2, and 3. He's now up to P8. And Dennis is actually going to lose that to Crucix, or is he? He's going to have to try and stick it around the outside for the right-hander. It's not quite worked out for him. Crucix has got the position. Did kind of get forced off the track, but I think that was about as good as it could possibly be. Assassin trying to get alongside Dennis as well. Dennis is really just constantly in the walls here. You jinxed him, saying, he's fighting for a top 10 position, going in for a P6, and now he's just dropping down the order. Jess, that one's on you.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys, for jinxing people, but I won't say anything, I promise.
I'm only joking. Dennis, so that looks like it was a warning, so potentially another penalty coming up soon for him if he doesn't rein that one in. Yenab on the back of Top Jack as well. I think based on the way that Yenab has been driving so far, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a maneuver on this lap. Although there is a DRS train all the way from P3 right the way down to P11, so no one is safe. In fact, Brownie, he's got the ERS he needs. He's going to get one. Is he going to go for a big boy send towards turn 1? He is. Is it going to be too big? Surely. What a move. Down into turn 1. Round the outside in turn 2. And then the inside for turn 3. Brownie gets to 2 and he made it look easy.
Brownie, take a bow there. That was absolutely fantastic. Looks like Top Jack's under pressure there from Yenab. Maybe he's not actually. He's still going to try and go in defensive here, heading into this next section. Which, if you got an early here, if you don't, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And he nails it there as well. But Brownie, I have to say, with his penalties that he's got to minimise that and try and gain as many positions as he can. And he's doing that on the medium tyres as well. So this is going to show that Brownie is in for a comeback, I have to say, on those softs. But I'm a bit worried he's going to struggle a little bit as well. Top Tom's having a battle. There's just so many battles happening in the space of a few corners there, as Yenab's losing a lot of places now. I think the mediums are not helping Yenab. I think it's down to setup really more than tyres, because some people are struggling on the mediums, some people are not. Some people are struggling on the softs, some people are not. We just don't know.
I mean, the softs are coming towards the end of their life, and Crew 6 now demonstrating that he still has a bit of life left in those tyres. DRS helping him past the Yenab. But remember, the strategy call is so important here. It doesn't matter where you are right now physically on the track necessarily. I actually don't think any of these drivers, and including their race engineers, I don't think any of them know where they're going to end up finishing up. Right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Matteo still wins this race, despite the fact that he's P3, 18 laps in on these mediums. Well, yeah, this is true, but I just so much happening, so many. It could easily be a crash, and the safety car comes out. Assassi going around the outside of Yenab, or at least trying to, despite the fact that the soft tyres are on that Ferrari and the mediums are on that Racing Point. Still not favouring. Also, I want to just say, Samidia, despite the stuttering, he is well within this trend. He's not out of this yet. And knowing how good his tyre management is, there is a really good chance that Samidia could get some big points from this still.
I agree, and him getting no penalties could help him. And to be honest, he's probably going to hope that someone presses the safety car button and the safety car happens, because if that happens, he's definitely back in this.
Yeah, 100%. Realistically, he needs that safety car to help him out here, get to a set of mediums and capitalise. But I mean, looking at it, there's going to be a fair few places gained for him. Oh, bit of contact between Top Jack and Crew 6. And now there's actually a gain. Yenab around the outside of him as well. Mateo's got a penalty. That's not going to help his race. I'm not taking blame for that. That was nothing to do with me. I wasn't even looking at him or talking about him when that happened. But Crew 6 still P8 closing. No, Top Jack! Bit of a send down the inside. There's definite contact between them. Wheel banging for sure, but Top Jack fends him off. He's trying to, at least. And now Yenab's down the inside, going into the double right-hander. You need to back out of this. It's not going to be ideal for you. He does, in fact, back out. Crew 6, despite how aggressive that send was, I think the students are going to be pretty busy when they look into these incidents, because that was a very aggressive drive there from Crew 6. But I also want to point out, Andy got another 3-second penalty there, whilst all of that was kicking off.
No, Andy. I say he can't get any more penalties. Look what he's done. He's just done that. But I have to say, Cruises with that comeback today, he's driving so well on the softs. It proves you don't give up as well. But it was getting so tense. I was worried that one of the drivers in that battle was going to get damaged in some way. And somehow they didn't as well. Cruises looks like he's going to go for another move on the end. Cruises is just not stopping at the moment, and he's going side by side into turn one. It's going to be free wide, for goodness sake. Top Jack has to go defensive once again, heading in towards turn 2 and 3. He's going to try to, at least, as well. We've got Assassin also in the pitch. We've got Dennis, Samidia, we've got Yonti, and yes, Jess, but they're all in that train as well. And all that's allowing everybody else up front just to keep fighting with that gap so they got as well. Cruises is going to go side by side once again. A lot cleaner this time, but still a bit of wheel bang as well. Top Jack's going to get the better exit. As you can see, I don't know how they're keeping it consistent heading towards the S's right now, but I have to say fair play to Jack for keeping these drivers at bay. But he's got to pull away sooner or later, because everybody else is still going to be in that fight. I still do not know what's going to happen right now, because this is insane.
Yeah. This is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, Crew 6 is by far showing all the aggression right now, and I think it's working to an extent, but he's also really harming his own race, because the longer he keeps fighting with Top Jack, the bigger the gap is going to get between Top Jack and Danico and the rest of the grid up ahead. Granted, penalties are a thing Crew 6 has to worry about, which is why I reckon he's going so hard. He's giving it absolutely all beans. That's why he's going to go again this time on time check. Although he should actually get this done much easier, much earlier, and actually no fight really coming about here. Some idiot. P11 still keeping it penalty free. Danica with another one added to his name here. And actually, both the Racing Point boys are still looking pretty good for this. Yes, they're not in huge paying positions right now, but Yenab, I think, is still playing that strategy game, which should come back to him later. Samidia, I reckon, is going to have to go into, I guess he's going to go mediums and just take them to the end, but he's probably not going to come in for a little while yet. And then at that point, you got to ask yourself, well, surely softs once more, if he's got any left? If not, you get on the medium soon.
It depends on what options they've chosen as well. Is somebody going to try and go for a move on the assassin in the S's? He's not. He was trying to at least, but he wanted to keep it clean, and he saw that there was no space, so he didn't go for it as well. You can see Yonti in last place, but he's still within a chance of getting good points if any one of these drivers make a mistake. But Jesper, I've got to say, is doing well, keeping up with his power. At least we're seeing battles from him this race so far, and at least he's still finding some wriggle room at this stage. But yeah, almost everybody is getting penalties. I did tell you at the start of the stream that it's a penalty central track, and you know, I think it's going to be down to, if you get less than 3 seconds, you should be fine. I think if you get 3 seconds, it's not the end of the world. It's just if you get more than 3 seconds, you're going to be in trouble, as Jesper almost got the move past on Dennis there. We're seeing Top Tom on Brownie. It looked quite easy for him, but Brownie, it looked like one of them made a mistake there. It looked like Brownie was going to fight back for a little bit there, but Top Tom is not in a position to win his race yet. I'm just need to look on penalties in terms of Andy. So Andy's on 6. Nah.
Can I just say, if Top Tom wins this, even after his game crashing and he gets disconnected for, I think it was a good like 2 or 3 minutes. There is a really good chance
he would have won this race. I think he would have been leading this race if he didn't disconnect.
Yeah, I think that would be the case, truth be told. Don't get me wrong, Andy just got crazy pace. Camille also has crazy pace. The consistency is more favoured towards Top Tom than anyone else on the track right now. You know, Matteo looked really good at one point. I honestly thought that Matteo was going to bring this in, but Camille getting a penalty as well, that's going to make it even worse. 6 seconds, he's now matching Andy. He is ahead of Andy, and the strategies are very different. Softs for Camille, mediums for Andy, softs for Top Tom. But remember, they did go about 22 laps, I think, last time, as Crucix has managed to just sneak his way ahead of Danico. Danico's not going down without a fight. He isn't obviously going to have DRS. Crucix again right off the track. That was almost certainly another warning for him. And you got Assassin. Is he gonna have a little jeet on? No, he's not. He's not. We're all right. Relax.
I was gonna say.
Put the knife down. Put the knife down.
It's the first time I've heard Rwaggy say yeet in a Rwagnation League stream.
Oh, I'm sure I've said it a few times. Surely.
But I probably wasn't paying attention when you said that. I don't know.
I don't have any. My memory is terrible, so
yeah, me too.
I honestly don't remember a particular occasion as to when that happened, but I'm sure I've said it.
We're pretty much almost in the final third of this race soon, which is insane. And I think it's going to be the stage where Camille and Brownie will be pitting very, very soon, considering on what we saw Andy do earlier on. I don't know when the medium runners are going to pit, though. Matteo, I think, will still have to make his stop. So will Danico, Jack, and Yenab. I think that will be their final stop. So I'm trying to work out if it will make it 34 laps. No, yeah, it should be. Yeah. So if they would go on another 7 mediums, they should be fine. Unless they started on mediums, they have to go on softs or hards. Yeah. But we'll see.
Going to be a toughie. We got Dennis and Jesper having a little bit of a scrap there. Dennis went on the inside, got on the cover a bit too hard, and that's caused him to get kind of covered up by Jesper, who blocked that exit quite nicely. Very well defended. Dennis again, just too heavy-footed. I relate to Dennis a lot because I'm also a very heavy-footed driver, but he's got to rein this in. He's been doing this for long enough now. He needs to know better.
Dennis, I think he's going to rely on other people getting more penalties than him. which he has at the moment. So he could potentially still get 11th here, but he's probably going to want the racing points to get a lot of penalties.
Yeah. Right, well, lap 44 of 71. We'll keep an eye out now if anybody else can take any places. I think Crucix is going to try and fire one on Mateo, probably into the next, at the end of the next DRS turn. Looking around, yeah, there's a big train going on behind them, but Danica is kind of leading that train, although Top Jack is about equal distance away. Is he going to go for a send? No, he's not. He's staying back. Some idiot, P10. I mean, you've got to be feeling so sorry for some idiot, because he was, I can't remember where he was. He was really high up, and then suddenly he was right at the back of the grid. It was just so unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I have to say, a few unfortunate incidents, I think, for some people. But at least some idiots coming. I gotta say, so with the way some idiot and Top Tom are coming back, they still could get some good points out of all of this. And I mean, if I disconnected, I would be further down the field. Like, I'll be last right now. So I have to say, these two are still fighting as they're still wanting to win the race. Danico, though, he's going to drop Ray down the order with his 15-second of penalties. It takes 10 seconds worth of penalties in 10 lots of 3-second penalties in a 50% race to get disqualified. I don't know what it is in 100%. Is it like 42?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think it's around about that. But
in 100% before.
I've never seen someone do that, but I've seen it in a 50%, and it's around Mexico, so we'll see. As Crucix gets past Mateo, I believe. Is Mateo going to go defensive once again? He may have another look, actually, around the inside, but he's not going to, at least. But Daddy Kerr and Jack might come back at this. No, Crucix stays where he is, and I think Mateo will be probably ahead of him anyway, because Crucix got 9 seconds worth of penalties. I think he's got another warning there, but it's hard to know. Danny Coe just picked up himself another one.
Yeah. In fact, let's have a quick look at the penalty situation, because it's getting a little bit out of hand here. 6 seconds for race leader, 6 seconds for Andy in P2, 3 for Brownie, 9 for Crucix, 3 for Mateo. Was it 18? Yep, 18 for Danico. Assassin with 12. Jesper has 6. Dennis has 6, which has just picked up the second. And Yonsei has 3. I think the only way now this race just gets turned on its head even more is if we get another safety car. Top Jack going for a little move here on Danico and charge up towards turn 1. He's going to need to keep himself very nicely held in for turn 1. He's just gone a bit too deep. Danico's going to try and stick around the outside, but the defense is too good there from Top Jack. He's managed to keep that one in. I think they both have DRS, so this could still be a retaliation from Danico. He could actually go for it. Top Jack is going to cover it off. Danico looking to the inside. Oh, my word. Yenab almost runs into the back of Danico. I think he saw an opportunity, tried to take it, and almost ran straight into the back of Danico there. Yenab definitely had a code Brown. He's absolutely going to be on the fun after this race, trying to find a sponsor for some new boxes, because they're definitely soiled now.
Yenab and Danico gave me a heart attack there. Guys, still going into the back of each other. They're going to end up getting... Danny's going to get more pounds to this race if he does it, but to be honest, I thought Jack would have let Danny through, because with the amount of penalties, it wouldn't have affected him anyway, so... but I'm guessing Jack wants to fight, and Yenab goes into the pits. Interesting. Oh, yeah, actually, no, it's not interesting, because I think his tyres will probably been toast after that. So he goes on to, what tyres did he go on to? Softs.
Softs.
Oh, that's a bit...
No.
No, that's the wrong tyre. There's no way these tyres are going to get to the end, unless
25,
there's a safety car.
Laps?
Right, I'm just trying to... 26.
Yeah, so... I mean, we saw some idiot do 24. 26 seems like... I mean, then again, I didn't look at some idiot's tyre wear at the point of when he came in on the 24-lap old softs. But I reckon he could have probably got another couple of laps in there. It's just not optimal to do so. Who knows? Maybe we'll be proven wrong. David does quite often have a trick up his sleeve when it comes to the Racing Point engineering team. But then again, a lot of his tricks, shall we call them, also backfire quite severely sometimes. We'll see. 25 is doable. Chill. All right, cool. Whenever confirmed, 25 is doable.
They don't trust. They think that we don't trust the engineers. We do.
I mean,
we're just rubbish on strategy. That's why we don't do.
I mean, if it was a 50% race, I know that quite well. When it comes to a 100% race, this is all still new territory to me. And so trying to understand that they can do 26 laps on softs blows my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, when I prepare for 50% race commentaries, I always have the strategy nailed. I know how long the tyres last as well, but it's hard to know in a 100% race how people manage, because they did that. Again, there's not many 100% races league racing on this game. I think we're the only league that there's quite a lot of leagues that do full qualifying now, which I think is good. I think more leagues should do it because it's more intense, but not many people do full qualifying plus 100% races.
Yeah, I mean it's very unique. Danica getting another penalty.
Oh, Danny.
21 seconds now. I mean, he's not far away from getting DQ'd, Charlie.
Yeah, he's going to get DQ'd no matter what. So if you're Danny Coates' engineer,
have a word.
Yeah, have a word with him, because I don't want him to get DQ'd, please.
Mateo is in. Let's have a look then. His tyres situation. He is on 100%. Yeah, his tyres are looking amazing. I don't even know why he bothered boxing. He could have just stayed on those tyres to the end of for the next 300 years.
It's because of his telemetry, surely.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Danica on the back of Top Jack. He's actually looking pretty close here. He might even go for a maneuver on Top Jack. Is he going to go for a bit of a send? Nope, he stays behind him. I think realistically, if you're Danico, there's no benefit to fighting anybody. It's just get to the end of the race and just see what happens. That's all you can do.
Yeah, because you're going to drop down anyway. It's just a question of how far you're going to drop down as well. But I think Mateo did the right thing for boxing, I think, because the undercut, I've noticed, is very powerful around here as well. Dennis is on the back. Right, Dennis also pitted as well. Oh, this could be interesting. Camille's into the pits as well. He's gone on to another set of... Yeah, I think, Softs can make it from here. 21 laps. So we'll see. I think Prix is in as well. Where does Camille come out of? He comes out ahead of Danico.
Yeah, Danico's on 27 lap holds mediums. I'm pretty certain he's going to have to get off of those. Smitty is actually looking to try and take Danico. 22 laps in on these softs, so he's going to be due to box soon. I guess for another set of softs. But what could have been had he not had that huge stutter that put him right at the back of the grid? Who knows, you know?
Yeah, same. I think we're in a situation. What could have been for some idiot? What could have been for Top Tom?
Yeah. I think honestly, if you're props to some idiot, number one, for not giving in. Number two, he's looking really good overall. I mean, if you take into account that he is one of 3 drivers in points positions without any penalties, he's looking good. So I don't know where he's going to end up, if I'm honest. He'll still gain points, I'm almost certain of that. But yeah, Mateo getting another penalty, that is less than ideal. Samidia has 38% tyre wear left. So
Top Tom's in the pits.
Let's have a quick look at his tyres. 40% left on those.
And he goes on to mediums. I guess he didn't have enough soft left, or did he do a soft?
I think he did double soft, didn't he, earlier?
Yeah, so that's probably why he had no other choice, which is a shame. But at least he can fight towards the end of the race. I'm just looking at the gap. Between Andy and Camille, it's going to be close, I think, in the pit stops. Very close. If Camille could reel Andy in, Camille could be coming into when Andy comes out of the pits, Camille could be leading this race on track.
I think Camille was actually leading prior to the pit stop, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. But
I think based on the fact that he's on brand new softs, and Camille was like so much faster than anyone else on the track at the time when he went on the softs. And Andy with another 3.
No, you gotta be kidding, Andy.
And he's in the pits as well. So brand new softs for him. Let's see now. Where is Camille? Camille's coming through the final corner. This could be close, but I get the suspicion Camille will be pretty far ahead. Yeah, he's got him by miles there. Not even close. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think I would say, I think the way that Camille's been performing, I think Camille could win this race. I think the safety car helped him, I got to admit, but sometimes you have to have luck, and obviously the skill too. He has the skill, definitely. And you got to have a reserve sometimes, because he is reserving tonight. You got to have a reserve that also performs when the main driver is not here, and he's definitely delivering as well. I'm sure the AlphaTauri team will be very happy that whoever they put in the car, that they could do well around here, which is great to see. More points on the board for the team.
So I think some idiot will finish around about P6 based on where he's currently sat. But that's based on penalties as it sits. And obviously they can still get more penalties and he can still
gain some.
So
which we hope he doesn't.
Yeah. Honestly, I would love to see a comeback drive from him. It would be fantastic if he could achieve it. I mean, he's already given it so much to be where he is right now. And on the brand spanking new softs, I reckon he's going to be an absolute bullet. But we'll monitor it. We'll see how he gets on. Penalty situation is still looking good for him, but penalty situation is looking better. If your name is Top Tom, look at the penalties for him. He's on 0. Everybody ahead of him has got at least 1. Although, if you look at the gap to leader, he is 19 seconds away from race leader. So he's currently not going to take P1 or P2 for that matter. But he is looking overall pretty good. 16 seconds.
Oh, Brownie's picked up his first one. Or is it his first one? I don't even know.
2, I think, right?
Let me check.
He's got 2.
Yeah, he's got 2, so he's now on 6 seconds. But yeah, looking at the penalty situation for Top Tom for warnings, he's got 2 warnings.
Yeah. This is scary times if you are Andy, because realistically, you're out of a win here. I don't see how he's going to... How many does Camille have? 6. Yeah, Andy's in big trouble here. Top Tom...
Yonti needs to pay anyway as well.
I don't even think Top Tom's going to get anything more than a P3 now, to be honest. The brand new medium's great, fantastic. Yes, he's getting crashed. I think overall still a P3 is still really, really good considering. But man, what could be if he
what could have been, yeah. It's a shame, but I think it's gonna help him push harder for next week. I think he's gonna have more drive. I think, but
Here comes Top Jack on Dennis with the DRS being wide open. No ERS needed for this maneuver. The toe and the DRS is really strong, so up to P8 for him. I'm just going to double check the pit panel situation between these. He's only on 3, so he's actually still good to gain on Mateo as it sits.
I think he just got one recently. Yeah, he just got one recently, I believe, Top Jack.
He's done really well then so far.
Yeah. I was hoping he didn't get a penalty, but he picked up one, but it is hard to not get a penalty around here, so you have to be non-human to do that. But I'm not surprised.
Absolutely.
I'm not surprised who hasn't got one right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to jinx him, but the consistency team here in the Racing Point, they did this last season. They're doing a really good job this season of it. Some idiot now that has burnt so much ERS. 6% is where he sits right now. He's going to have to try his best to just manage that ERS battery as much as he can if he wants to try and gain some places. I think his biggest worry right now is Crew 6. Knowing how aggressive Crew 6 has been so far on both his attack and defense, I think Smidia is going to be going into this home straight here with a very open mind. Knowing that Crew 6 doesn't have DRS should help him. He just needs to make sure that he's quick and smooth and does not allow an opportunity for a reverse counter-attack here from Crew 6. Here comes Smidia then. There goes defensive for Crew 6. Samidia is through, but is he completely through? Yes, Crew 6 is stuck behind, and I think we can call that maneuver very firmly locked in.
Yeah, looks like it from Samidia. I think Crew didn't need to challenge that, knowing that Samidia didn't have a penalty, but he could challenge again. He's going to lose up more time otherwise, but Crew is playing the smart game. He doesn't want to get involved in some incidents, I have to say, but we'll see what happens. And Top Tom has found a lot of time to Yonti right now. I think Yonti's tyres are struggling.
Yeah, without doubt. Yonzi already 14 laps in. They're not going to be looking very good. Danica with another penalty. This is just going from bad to downright horrific for him right now. The only way out of this is, well, there isn't, if I'm being honest. There's nothing he can do to fix this.
No. I don't think so. And he comes in. Yonti comes into the pits. I'm not surprised Danny gets penalties around here, but I'm worried he's going to get disqualified. This will be the first time I've seen someone get disqualified in a 100% race. Don't let it be Danico. Please don't let it be Danico. Just keep it clean for last. How many laps?
Tough for the track.
I know.
15?
15, yeah.
All right, well, time will tell. We'll see. Around 40 seconds, apparently, for DQs. We'll see if he ends up getting those in a little while. Camille, 2 seconds ahead of Andy. I think Andy's really stepped his game up. I think Andy was actually 3 and a bit seconds back when he came out of the pit lane. And now he's really brought that time down. And actually, Top Tom, 20 seconds behind Andy. He's not gained. I mean, obviously, he's on the mediums. I wasn't expecting him to gain, but he's gained so little. I don't see Top Tom either. I mean, he's got the penalty advantage in that he hasn't got any. But Brownie coming in very hot. Yenab coming in very hot. This is going to be a juicy fight to the end.
I'm excited for this. Can we get like a scrap like we see in the middle of the race? Because that was insane. My voice was nearly going. So I hope we do. I really do hope we do. But it's going to get to a stage where it's starting to... It's a clockwise track, believe it or not. But there's some really tight corners that really hurt your shoulders quite a lot. So I can see that these guys are starting to get tired as well. But they're managing, these guys as well. So we'll see what happens.
No. Danico just got a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Although I was on board with him, and I don't actually know where he cut that hard.
That was the same penalty that was the same penalty that. Oh, did someone else get a 5-second penalty just for that?
Well, I think Danico's calling it quits.
29 seconds.
Yeah,
oh
I think
God.
he's calling it quits.
Yeah, he's slowing down. He must have got damage as well somewhere. Be careful, you don't want to get DMCA'd.
That's true, yeah. Get the violins out. The sad music.
Yeah.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
If this streak gets taken down, like it's don't blame me.
And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Is he
Chat for Danico.
Is he going to retire? Yeah, he is.
So I'm done.
That is a shame for the Red Bull driver.
It's taken a long time to retire.
Oh, is he going on softs? Just go for fastest lap. Yes. What?
All right, interesting. He's carrying on. I mean, either way, he gave up. He's going to do one lap wonder, and then he's going to retire.
Yeah, he's going to... But you can't get fastest lap if you retire, right?
Well, you can't get fastest lap regardless. I think he's just doing it for the fun of it. You have to be in the top 10 to get the point for it. Otherwise, you don't get it. You can stop other people from getting it if you do secure the fastest lap. But
he's got nothing to gain from the situation because his teammates out the race.
He's just having as they say down south, he's having a laugh.
Oh God.
Okay then, back to the racing because Top Tom's P3 and he's being hunted down by actually a very quick Brownie. Brownie might even go for the maneuver here. Top Tom's gone defensive. Brownie's going around the outside of him, and Top Tom realizes now strategy call was not the right way through. Brownie is P3, and I think, give it a bit of time, Brownie will be 3 seconds clear. I think, is Brownie on 6 or... Oh, no, Brownie's on 6, so Top Tom doesn't actually have to defend, but he does need to worry about the Pink Panther behind him, because Yenab completely clear on penalties right now.
I wonder where Yanab's going to be, looking at the penalty front. I think he's going to be where behind, just in front of Top Tom. Actually, no, because Top Tom doesn't have a penalty either. So
on the topic of Racing Point, though, some idiot up to P9 within DRS range of Dennis. Let's have a quick look at the gap to leaders to try and figure out and the penalty situation. So regardless what happens, he's going to pass Dennis. He's not quite within range of Top Jack. He is almost in range of Mateo. So P6 right now. That's kind of the prediction is P6.
For some idiot.
Which is a great recovery, considering.
It's doable. I think it's doable. If he can keep up the pace.
Let's get the halo hood on him, shall we? Let's get it, as he's going to go for a nice, easy overtake on one Dennis Vyers. Around the right side. Dennis is a sitting duck. And there goes some idiot. Right on through. Easy slaps. Now 1.6 seconds to Top Jack ahead. Means he's going to have to give it a little bit more than normal push if he wants to gain anything more. Oh, actually, Dennis is actually being held up there by Cruise 6, who's going for a fight around the outside. Dennis says, no, I'm all right. I don't want... Oh, never mind. He's come back at him. Let's give a little look down the inside. Another penalty for Cruise 6. I can't tell what competition Cruise 6 is in. Is he trying to fight people on the track, or is he trying to fight Danico for the number of penalties that he can accrue in one race? He's slowly working his way closer to Danico on that one.
Yeah. Oh, well, cruises. And he's on 9 seconds.
And look where he is. 4/10 behind our race leader of Camille, who was 3.4, I think, when he came out of the pits.
Is Camille struggling on these softs?
I think, well, from what I've been told by Nicholas in the chat, apparently the 2-lap advantage makes a massive difference on this track in particular, it seems. I don't know 100% if that's accurate or not, but regardless, and it is all up in Camille's business, trying to put some pressure on him. I mean, again, Camille only has to stay within 3 seconds of Andy, to actually still gain that race win from him. And Brownie's way too far back to be able to snatch it away from him. So it is absolutely a 2-horse race. But
Brownie could still get... no, Brownie could not get a podium. Top Tom will get the podium.
Unless... Because Top Tom is slowly losing DRS to Brownie, which is also leaving him exposed to Yana behind him. So the mediums there for Top Tom are really not helping his cause at all. Here comes Andy with the DRS charge wide open, right on through in towards race lead. Camille falls to P2. Now he just has to use the DRS and make sure that he stays with Andy. Do not let a 3-second gap form, because if he does, well, you can say goodbye to your race win, Camille. You're not having it.
Yeah, I think Andy doesn't realise, well, Camille doesn't realise that he's got to get within 3 seconds of him, which is frustrating if you're Camille, because you've got to keep pushing, but it depends on his tyre life as well. So I think with Camille being on 2-lap older tyres than Andy, he's probably going to struggle a little bit more, but you never know. Camille could get another penalty, and they could be even footing. So we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Well, Assassin's just got another one. 3 seconds added to his name. Well, he's going to be, unfortunately, pretty injured. And he's not going to get any points here today. I'm almost certain of that.
No.
Yeah, I don't see any way for him to recover from this one now. Smidia, though, he's reeling in Top Jack, but at the same time, he's being chased by Crew 6, who has DRS, and is very much wanting to ruin as much as he can for Smidia, because bear in mind, Mercedes are in a championship battle with Racing Point.
They are.
So for as many places that Crew 6 can hold Smidia back, the more beneficial it is for the constructors, which right now, is going to be heavily swayed towards Mercedes. A P1 for Andy, a P5 right now for Yenab. I don't think he's going to gain more. Maybe P4 based on the penalty that Brownie's got. This could work out really well. Here comes Crew Sticks closing in. Not quite enough to attack though.
Assassin on Dennis. I don't think it matters anyway with Assassin on Dennis because Dennis has less penalties, but it's glory points and the fastest lap at the moment inside the top, well, is going to Camille at the moment, 1:15.004. So he'll get the extra point at this rate. So he's pushing.
Danica gets another 3.
20s.
Whoa, big tank slapper there from Crew 6. That's not something you want to see. Not when you're trying your best to... Oh, he's really struggling with that car right now. And another penalty on his name. This is, yeah, it's going further and further downhill. His plan to ruin the day for Samidia has been ruined in itself by his own performance. He just cannot seem to keep himself penalty-free. And penalties are just still coming in so thick and fast. Jesper's got another one as well, so he's up to 12. Danico's got the new fastest lap. He's achieved it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him return to the pits and just call it a day there.
Or would he stay until like lap 70, like 69 or something like that and then retire?
For the memes.
For the memes, yeah. Because he knows that Camille is quite fast, so we'll see anyway. But I think he wants to stop anyone who's out of the top 10 from getting it. Meanwhile, Jesper gets past Dennis again. Then looks like they're having a ping-pong battle by the looks of things as well. But it looks like, I would say, up in positions from, I would say, he... 8 down was a pretty... I literally don't know what the positions are going to be at this point. It's due to so many people getting so many penalties. It's more...
Yeah.
Is it more than Canada?
Oh, it's got to be, surely.
So I think the most someone got in Canada was like 24 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Danica has smashed it so far in penalties.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
absolutely obliterated it. I mean, Crew 6 is also trying to contend with him for that, though. We'll have a look. If you're going to ask for penalties, look at it when I put it on screen. 20. There you go.
Yeah, there they are. And I think some of these guys are going to probably hope that there's no safety car, because otherwise they're going to drop way down the order. As Top Tom and Brownie are going for a move, and nothing else, an easy slap for Top Tom. And he's got P3 on track. He's not... I think due to the way that Andy and Camille are fighting in the background, and that they're pulling away and using the slipstream, there's no way Top Tom's going to get the win, but he's still going to get a P3. It's going to be I think all it takes is for any one of the top 2 to bottle, which I hope they don't, but I wouldn't have said after the disconnect Top Tom will be P3. He's just what do you call him? He had a save in Japan. He had a save in Britain as well. He's like the cat with 9 lives. Honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
He's an absolute beast. He's got top in his name for a reason, because he is the top driver. Danica with another 3 seconds. I'm sure he's trying to get DQ'd on purpose. 35 seconds now.
Oh, I think he doesn't want to retire himself, so he's I'm actually going to go on board with him. Let's see what he...
You enjoy that?
Nah, he's not doing it on purpose, surely. He's just trying to extend. He's not going over the top. Yeah, it is terrible.
Dennis, swapping places. Got a nice cheeky overtake there for Yonsei. He's had a bit of a rough race, to be honest, as Yonsei. And Top Jack and Crew 6. Had a little bit of a swap as well. Crew 6 did get the move done. Top Jack did try to fight, and as a result, gets himself a penalty. That's going to be frustrating, because that is his second. And that's
not going to make a difference, though.
No.
Because the most penalties people have got are 6 seconds now. So it's not the end of the world.
I mean, yeah, actually, having said that, the 6 seconds is going to make no difference. He's going to finish exactly where he is. Well, he's going to go P8, and that's it.
It's just praying for him to not get another one.
Here we go then. Continuing on, I want to look at our race leaders, because Camilla's right up in Andy's backside now, really starting to apply that pressure. Dennis with another penalty as well. But I want to keep on board with Camille because he is turning the wick right up. And again, remember, Camille's actually set for this win here because of the fact that he hasn't got as many penalties as Andy does. He only has to stay within 3 seconds. He just cannot afford to get his own penalty. But if I know Camille, he's not one to just sit back and enjoy the freebie due to the penalties. He'll actually physically want to take it on the track because it means a lot more to do it in that manner. So we'll watch it, see how he performs throughout. Mateo gets another 3-second time penalty, and he is sat P5. He's going to lose to Simidiot regardless. I think that's all he's going to lose, though. I think he will actually still fall to P7, but that's it.
Yeah, I think he'll stay P7. So, I think a lot of the drivers won't go for the move. By the way Camille's going and pressuring, I think if he wants to get the win, as long as he keeps behind Andy and doesn't let him go at his sights, he should keep the win, I would say. I think that's what I would do. But...
well, we'll see. I mean, I think you're right. He hasn't really got much battery to really attack with, to be honest. And there's only 3 laps to go. You may as well just sit tight, hang on to that gap that he's currently got, and just see where it takes him. But Top Tom is pulling away quite nicely to Brownie. Oh, it was. It's no longer. Brownie is... it does have a penalty to his name. I think he's got 2. Let me just double check. Yes, he does have 2. So Yenab will gain on him no matter what. Mateo will not gain on him. Does Simidiot gain on him? Let's have a look. Better gap to leader and penalties. Simidiot has 0 penalties. Brownie is 29.5. Simidiot is... yes, he does. Just gains him. He needs to close in a little bit more, but I'll give it a bit of time.
Gonna be close. It's...
Tom. Come on.
Sorry, I'll let you carry on.
No, you go. I was just going to say, Top Tom isn't... I mean, he's closing in, but by nowhere near enough. He would need to get like 12 seconds a lap in order to be within range of anybody. So
nah, that's
P3,
not going to happen. He's going to be happy with P3, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I'd be happy with P3 after having a game crash. But again, what could have been? If he hadn't had a game crash
he
and he was gone for like 2 minutes, he could have won this race. Or at least put up a really good fight.
Yeah, at least. And he's still on no penalties, so fair play to him as well. But I have to say, if there's a... Are we going to USA this in the calendar at all? Because if we are... This season. So I think it's going to be another track where it's going to be penalty central. But I'm just trying to think. Because next week, I know they're going to probably try and keep it penalty free anyway. It's probably harder not to. But this week... it's harder not to, so they're just what?
It's next week.
It's next week. Oh god.
Yeah. So we have.
I didn't even look
USA,
at the calendar, people.
Yeah, USA, then Belgium. Then we have a break week, and then we got Italy, China, Azerbaijan, Zandvoort, Bahrain, Russia, and Brazil.
Yeah. So if these guys get penalties now, Cruz is gonna go for a move on some idiot. I don't think it's worth fighting, really, but somebody will want to get the position on track, so he's going to try and catch up to Mateo to really get the ground as well. Still going side by side in the S's. Please don't have any contact, because I can see somebody's internet is trying to hold on a little bit there as well. Top Jack is also going for the move on somebody as well. I don't think Jack could challenge this, even though Jack's got the penalties, but... the more some idiot gains, the better will be for everybody else, because Mateo especially, because Mateo would keep maybe the P7 potentially as well. But I don't know why Prix was challenging some idiot there, but at least he got the move anyway. Yenab, meanwhile, has got past, Mateo's got past Yenab at least. So Mateo's up to P5 on track. So still some ground on the penultimate lap of this race, while going on to lap 71 very soon, as the leaders are heading towards the stadium section.
So, Simidiot is now at risk of not gaining on Brownie, and he's still going to get a couple of places regardless. He's definitely going to gain on Crucix. I think he might even gain on Mateo. Let's have a quick look at the penalty situation and the gap to lead it once more. Brownie 30.2, Simidiot 38.7. So yes, he's lost a lot of time there. He's not in that 6-second penalty range of Brownie, and we are on the final lap. Just started, and it is your race leader. Camille is not going for a maneuver, despite how little his ERS is on. He was on 0 for quite a bit of that straight there. Now, as long as he doesn't gain another penalty, that's going to be the main focus here for Camille. He absolutely cannot afford to get another penalty. If he gets one, he's lost the race win.
Yep. I think that's going to be dangerous, I think. So he's got to keep it... I'm a bit worried about his warnings. I'm just a bit worried about his warnings at the moment. DQ. So he...
Yep.
How long did it take then? 40?
Was it 41? Oh, and he's got another penalty. And he has another 3.
That's the win-loss right there. And so many going for the move on Krutis once again. 29. Oh, Krutis, he's on 29 seconds. Oh, no.
Yeah. Krutis is very much trying to fight along with this. The race leader is coming through the final corner now. He's not going to take the victory because Camille, who's done such a good job to be very quick and consistent, will take that win. Andy will get P2, but who is going to take P7 right now? There will be more to come through as we keep on board with Krusix, who's been fighting with Smitty for quite a fair while. Smitty has managed to hold him off just a little bit. I don't see how this is going to change any further than we're at here right here. Oh, Smitty might be able to hold on to this. Top Tom's going to cross the line in just a second. Will take P3, very well deserved. Brandy P4, Mateo P5 before Yenab comes to the line because he's going to then shoot up to take P5 away from him. P4, sorry, away from him. And now Smitty, where do you come across? P6 for him.
Mateo P7.
Yep, Mateo falls. So P1, P7 for AlphaTauri.
It's not
Mercedes
bad.
are still getting big points. Actually, Racing Point still getting big points considering where Smitty was. I reckon he could have had way better than he did. But unfortunately, due to that, whatever it was, apparently it was his game that stuttered, I'm told, by his chef.
So was it like a game freeze?
Yeah, like a game freeze.
Yeah, it must be at the moment.
Apparently, Yonti got DQ'd for not using 2 different tyre compounds, even though he started on mediums and finished on the softs.
That is strange. Oh, game. Ah.
Beaker's... I can't wait to roast Beaker. I cannot wait to roast Beaker so hard.
Me too. Oh.
I'm going... As soon as I finish this commentary, I'm going straight into that voice room with Beaker, and I'm going to give him hell. He is about to get it. Camille got the race win. A big 25-point jump then for the AlphaTauri team. They needed that, to be honest, and that's going to really help them in the Constructors' Championship. Andy, P2. He needs to get those penalties under control if he wants to have a shot at actually gaining another win. He's only had 1 so far, despite the fact he's crossed the line first in almost every race. Top Tom, P3. Yenab, P4. The 2 drivers to keep themselves clean, along with 1 other, which is Summit. Brownie P5, Smitty P6, Mateo P7, Top Jack P8, Jesper P9 with Dennis rounding out the top 10, and Assassin getting best of the rest. Crew 6 was the only other driver to finish, as our DNFers and DQers were Beaker, Copy, Owen, Yonsi, who DQ'd, along with Danica, he DQ'd.
At least Doe's not last now.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Right, we're going to go to the interviews with the top 3 drivers, first of which was Top Tom. And then we'll hear from Andy and Camille. So bear with us 1 second whilst I quickly find them in the voice chat list. Who is first? Tom. Where's McLaren? There he is. And Thomas Harvey. Hello, how you doing?
Hello.
I share your pain. First of all, tell me what happened. So you game crashed?
Yeah, I've left the lobby. My game has crashed again, so I'm gonna have to look into it because something's going on. But yeah, so yeah, basically, first thing is, I was with. Obviously, there was like massive kerfuffle. Andy got away by like 3 seconds, and then it was just me and some idiot. And then I decided pit try and get the undercut, hoping to do the soft medium soft strat, and then game crashes first time, so that's good. So then I come back into the game behind Danico. Then the safety car happens, which was, a good moment. So then I'm just staying on mediums, but then I see everyone's pitting softs, and I'm like, it's much quicker just to go soft, because if I pit, I'll only going to lose like 2 positions. So I pit for softs, and then it puts me back on my original set of softs. So
Oh no.
I go back into the pits again, fit on another set of softs, come out last, and then after the safety car, it was just actually mental. Like, it's actually quite fun to be honest. And then made up for a little bit, and then can't remember, but I got through all that traffic, and then just because I couldn't be asked with the game giving me this should be more bad luck, I just pit onto mediums because there was no way that the game could screw me over because the whole set of mediums I had was like 10%. So at that point, I was just like,
the game
play
to
it
screw you
safe.
over.
Just at that point, I was just like, play it safe, just get P3, because I was confident that even though I'd lose a lot of pace, as long as I stay in the train, I would still anyone that didn't have penalties, I would just be able to get back with the fresh advantage because the soft guys pit with like 20 laps to go, and I knew those last few laps of the stint they were going to be a bit off. So yeah, I was just hoping that was going to be the case, and it was ended up working out. Obviously, pit stop
I mean, you
behind
got a podium.
the leaders, but even still, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I got a podium in the end. I think just a massive kerfuffle really.
I mean, me and Jess were saying the same thing. Like to recover to get a podium after what you'd been through, like, that was very impressive, very solid drive. Couple of questionable moments, shall we say? Let's talk about one of them. In fact, I can't remember who you were battling. I think it was some idiot you were fighting through the S's, trying to go for a bit of a send around the outside. You want to talk us through the mentality behind that?
Some idiot was desync for me for a lot of that. In all honesty, I think it was affecting Brandy, and I can't remember who was in between us because randomly at the hairpin we all just like we nearly went to a stop. I think there was a bit of a moment on Dennis. Basically, Dennis was just like sliding through the S's. So I was thinking go for a cheeky move, but then he got it back together, and then we ended up side by side awkward part the S's. So I obviously had to back out. There was a few close moments in that battle. I mean, Death got a bit close, but it was all clean in the end, just about.
Yeah.
So yeah, luckily no incidents, no front wing damage. So
Yeah.
apart from
there was a massive Kurt Brown for Yenab who nearly ran into the back of Danica. That would have been very much affecting your race, but it was all good. P3 though, a really good result. It was penalty central here today. You were one of 3 drivers who managed to keep yourself completely consistent. Next week is USA, another track where penalties are going to play a factor. Is USA a track you're comfortable with?
Honestly, not really. I mean, to be fair though, since the last time I went, I've done a setup which is much better for quali trim, and then my race trim is generally okay. So yeah, if I could do it similar to this race, then we could be looking at again a side podium, maybe challenge you for the win if stuff doesn't happen to me. So yeah, we'll have to see.
Easy slaps P1. All right, cool. I could say that.
Yep.
Congratulations on the P3 today. Well done on sticking it out and managing to drive a solid recovery drive. And I look forward to seeing what you can deliver in USA.
Thank you very much.
I don't think Andy's around because he never is. But
Andy.
Camille is. Let's go and get him. Camille.
Hello.
I don't think I actually have spoken to you in a long while. How have you been?
Well, great.
Good. I mean, even better now that you won a race, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I should talk about the race because initially it looked a bit rough for you, getting into situations. Now, you didn't necessarily have any major issues, but I don't know. The second half of that race, you just seemed to come to life. What happened?
Actually, first thing was it was going alright, actually, but then Copy, I don't know what happened with him. Was he dissing, or just was driving on post game, but he was going really slow, and I lost actually a few seconds on the first stint. I got a bit lucky with safety car because I was supposed to be around 2 to 3 laps later as it came out, so that was perfect for me. I got really good position then after safety car, and I was just pushing with Andy as much as we could, pushing ourselves to the absolute limit.
Yeah, I mean, you drove really, really well, especially when you got into those softs at the end there, fighting with Andy. You were the only worry was you were like 3.3 seconds ahead of him when he came out the pits. And then a couple of laps later, he's right on your backside. What went wrong?
I guess it was just lack of preparation. And I was on 8 warnings. I was only 1 warning away from the penalty, so I was just trying to keep it clean and get a position afterwards.
Well, a big dubski for your team. Finally, they've got 25 points added to them. I mean, Mateo looked pretty good initially through that race, and then penalties.
Typical Mateo.
LOL. Have you got any messages, any advice you could give your teammate that might actually help him be able to achieve what you achieved today?
He should turn left.
He should turn left. Turn left, go faster. Okay.
Yes.
Sweet. Congratulations on the win. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you.
Are you driving next week, or is Ben back?
No clue, to be fair.
All right.
We'll see.
If we do see you, then I'm looking forward to seeing you get another dubski, right?
Yes.
It's USA. Are you confident at USA?
All decent.
Well, I
pretty
think you'll be
good there.
qualifying at least, so you'll be doing something.
Well, yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
You'll be seeing him.
Are you going to carry Ben to a P1 for quali?
Obviously, as per usual.
All
We'll
right,
do my
Camille.
best.
Thank you very much for today, mate. You take care, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
And that's it for the Rwagnation League Grand Prix here in Mexico. Thank you, Jess, for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate alongside you, as always. I'm glad that you're back. I know that it's been round 5 now, and it just feels like you've come home. I'm glad you're here.
Oh, thank you. I really enjoyed it, and it's been a pleasure, and I can't wait for next week. It's going to be great, I think. I like USA.
USA is going to be mental, I reckon.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Of course, normally I do Among Us after stream,
You got
but the reason I'm
Sebring,
not
haven't you?
doing Among Us, exactly, I'm doing Sebring. So I'm going to go check a host over to Tomek, who's currently streaming right now. He's streaming the whole race. So if you want to watch our POV, I'm next in the car after him. I believe. I hope. I think.
You
I
should
don't know.
remember.
I'll confirm.
Come on.
Well, I know I'm definitely doing the last stint, or I was doing the last stint, but I think Tom might be doing it. So we're waiting to confirm. But there is a bit of a question around stints now because I've done my calculations, and I believe that if I'm doing the last stint, I'm going to be doing 3 hours of driving, which is not a problem. Just may as well get Tomek to do 3 hours of driving, get him to carry us even further ahead, and I can just try and hold it there. You know what I mean? Big brain. All right, I'm going to check in the host. Guys, please give him some love. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. Love you too. Bye.